Let's transform this technique into this. Welcome back, and let's get started by taking a chalk pencil and lining out the design. I'm going to start by doing some sort of rounded tree branches, so just the trunks and kind of the trees pointing towards the inside of our design. Next, I'm going to take this territorial beige paint and start filling in the tree trunks and angling the branches towards the inside of the design. So this doesn't have to be perfect. You'll probably have to go over it a couple of times, especially if you're using a Santorini stone, because the stone is a little porous and it can soak up the paint. And it doesn't have to be perfect because a lot of this is going to get covered up by the flower design. I'm going to add some smaller branches to the larger ones and then some smaller twigs with a disposable eyeliner brush. Again, this will probably get covered up for the most part, but it just adds some nice definition under the flowers. Now I'm going to take the chocolate brown paint and use the disposable eyeliner brush to just kind of drag some lines into the tree to create the effect of the tree bark. So I'm using the eyeliner brush and just kind of dragging the brush stroke down until there's no more paint left on the brush to create kind of that antique tree bark look. Now it's time to get started with our apple blossoms. So I'm going to take this Parisian pink and add some dots all over our trees, kind of spaced out, and these will be the center dots for our flowers. Now to bring the flowers to life, we're going to take a light pink, so any light pink, there's cameo pink from Apple Barrel, just anything that's lighter than that center dot, and you're going to make 5 dots around the center dot, and you have a dotted flower. And we'll repeat this process until we have gone around all of those initial dark pink dots that we added to the design. Now before we go in and fill in more flowers, I'm going to do a little bit of correction on those center dots and come back with the Parisian pink and kind of redo the center dots so that they stand out and they are clear and not covered up by those lighter pink dots. Now I've switched to a smaller dotting tool and I'm coming back to the Parisian pink to add more center dots all around the trees. Adding these smaller flowers is going to add a layer of dimension to our tree, but it's also going to add this fullness to it because there's going to be many, many flowers filling up our tree. Nice spring blooms. Where I live, it's not uncommon for us to get some snowflakes in April, so I'm really happy to see the trees starting to bloom and seeing all these beautiful flowers that are starting to push through the ground and let us know that it's spring. Now I'm going to take that disposable eyeliner brush in these 2 different colors of green paint and just add some nice bright grass to the bottom of our design. So I'm starting with the darker green paint, and then I'm going to come back with the lighter green paint to add some dimension to our grass. I also want to add a handful of blossoms that have fallen from the trees, so some are going to go on the ground and a couple that are falling from the tree. So same technique with that center dot and the 5 lighter dots around it. Gotta have some glitter paint, you know me. So what I did was take this hologram extreme glitter paint and I made a couple of swirls to kind of indicate the movement of the blossoms falling out of the tree. It's very faint, especially against the sparkle of the Santorini stone. So it's not really necessary, but you know me, I have to add glitter paint to everything. I took a chalk pencil and lined out the writing that says welcome for this stone, and this is because one of my regular viewers was asking for some simple ideas for some stones that she could put on her front porch. So that's why I chose welcome, and then I ended up giving this as a gift to a family friend for her birthday. You could easily change this to someone's name, you could put a small quote, you could put something about spring in here, and all I did was just kind of write it out in normal cursive, and now I'm coming back and thickening up anywhere that the pen was in a downward motion. I'm thickening that part of the letter. If this doesn't shout spring, I don't know what does. It's so easy to make, so I hope you give this a try. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the alert bell so you don't miss future uploads. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you next time.